Yeah.
You know what's really funny? You can hear a voice, but there's nothing coming from the back of your car.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's got imp windows.
It's got his pimp windows, mate.
If I do that though.
There she is! It's a tiny human in the back of the car! Hang on, where's she gone? I can't hear her either. What you done to her? I wasn't hear the grinder kick up.
There we go.
Or you have a rotten stomach and just left.
Oh, well, I better get going then, dude.
You take it easy,
See you
dude.
later, mate. Bye.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, you too.
Get playing some games.
See you later.
He's leaving. Right, how you doing? We'll probably see the world in like another 10, 15, 20 years. When the kids get out of college or something. Hello, boys.
Yes!
Charlie Baniel,
Yes,
Theodora. Yeah, what are you playing? Oh, Splatoon. Ollie will probably play with you when she get them.
What's this? There's nothing written in it.
Yes.
I am playing Lego World on Mum's Switch.
On Mum's Switch, eh?
God, no!
We've had more of that father-daughter battle stuff going on. The arcade cabinet really did seem to be a... the arcade cabinet really did seem to be a hit with the kids today. Literally as soon as Holly and Dwarf come round, they were straight out to the arcade. That was a good laugh. Here's my wife. Look, 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 look. Wifey. Hi there.
Hi. Hi. We're back down to 2.
Yay! Bless them.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just get
It's
too
got
many- too many people.
But yeah, it's a bit crowded really, isn't it? But can I just start there? I'm really pleased at how much of a hit the arcade cabinet's been.
Yeah. I'm just sorry that we couldn't do much else.
No, I know. I said to Dewald, next time you come down, if you come down around like a Thursday, Friday time, I'll get everyone else down as well.
Yeah.
So, because I already arranged with everyone that Dewald would be round on Friday.
Yeah.
But he was sure, he said that he was going to come round on the Monday, but then he changed it to a Tuesday. I was like, no mate, we originally planned for it to be
Friday, yeah.
on a Friday, and then we were going to have a barbecue, sort out the swimming pool, and the kids can hang out in the pool, on the swings, all that kind of stuff. You
All
know,
that jazz.
took them down to the park, and
Oh, by the way, a big shout out to Carrot, who's now going to be watching your vlogs.
oh, you poor bastard, you poor bastard.
Because he wants to get to know
Lots of
you.
swearing, lots of racism,
Yeah.
lots of sexism.
Lot of gay pride-ism.
Is there?
Is that homophobia?
Yeah, that's the one. Lots of homophobia. Go!
Yeah, because he wants to get to know you.
Lots of trash and Mexicans too. Oh no, that's when Xavier's down, isn't it?
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Bloody Mexicans.
But it's ginger.
Make good food.
Ginger.
Soulless. The only real ginger's my dog.
Oh, even you don't have salt.
No. Good dog though.
Yeah.
Good
So
dog.
yeah, so you're gonna have someone else, one of my randos, watching your thing to basically
Get to know me through this thing. That's the worst way
I
to do
know
it.
the worst way to do it.
Worst way to do it. You get to see the worst part of me online every day.
I was
Best part of me's right there.
Hi. I'm not the best part.
Yeah. You're the person that keeps me sane and stops me from going out and beating crap out of people every day.
And also, I'm also the cause to why you want to beat crap out of people every day.
Well, yeah, but it's a balance. It's a balancing act. It's a balancing act.
So yeah.
From what I understand, the boys are going to be got nannies in a bit.
Oh,
Next door, we're going to pool. We're going to pool. When you do it at work? Your job sucks.
but it pays bills, don't it?
Nah. I need to be better at everything that I do.
Well, to be fair, Holly made a Terrarium.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I done pizza.
They put it in. They put it in the Amazon box to come for today.
Alright. It still worked.
Yeah.
And then I found the glue that I wanted to use.
She's got her artwork in there as well. That was all right seeing them, you know.
Yeah,
It was.
Like I said, she's a lovely little girl.
It's just a bit annoying that it come down on Tuesday, not.
And also, to be fair, I haven't really slept. I know that's not an excuse, but I'm an arse.
Turn that off. Still my head in. Button on the side. Button on the side. Please press the button on the side.
Oh,
Thank
I thought
you.
it was a touch screen.
Touch
I was
the
touching
button.
the screen going, I'm pressing the X.
Press the button.
Oh wow, it's got bad. Oh, I thought, you know, like I said to Ward, I said she's a lovely little girl. And he went, yeah, he goes, but I want to smash her into.
Good times.
No, I went, because I think she got bored and she started following him about,
Yeah.
and which is fine. That's what kids do. But you know,
I'm tired now.
I was tired before they came round. I took the dog for a walk.
Took the dog for a shit.
He had a shit and then wanted to come home. I was like, I'm fine with that because it was getting hot. And he is raising a snowflake. We told
is.
him.
I agree.
This apparently hurts.
Ow. Bless.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take your Switch off Rio at some point because you're never gonna get it back.
No, because I've got all the games that they want on there. They're like, Mum, can we play? Like, do what you like. They kept coming through. Can we do what you like?
I don't know what he's playing right now, but yeah.
Is it?
No, it's gonna wear out your Joy-Cons. You've got one of the only pairs of Joy-Cons in the house that actually still fucking work.
Because I don't play with my Switch that often.
No, I have noticed. What's the point of doing it for you then?
You know, just in case one of the boys' switches broke. they've
That's
got a
not the
spare.
point of it, you. It's not the PS4 and the Xbox. What's the point in getting that for you?
I used the PlayStation 4 to play Destiny,
And the Xbox.
and the Xbox to play Destiny, depending on who I want to play Destiny with. If it's Jim Bob, by the way, Jim Bob, if you're watching, I won't play Destiny because my character on the Xbox one doesn't have enough glimmer, which pisses me off.
I'll be cash.
Yeah, doesn't have enough glimmer. Where my other one, she got unlimited glimmer because
You've been
obviously.
playing it for so bloody long.
Yeah. And also, I got told by Claude that I was
A heavy.
yeah.
Got to bed.
No. I'm awake now. I've got to go to work first before I go to bed. Oh, and there's a job going at Greg's.
Not the bakery.
Yeah,
It's not real.
it is real.
No.
It's 20p more than the job that I'm currently in.
You get paid more at a bakery than you do for looking after people.
I find that really insulting.
I agree.
I find that really, and I find what I find even more insulting is, I no disrespect for anyone that works in retail, but not yet. You do have to deal with the public, but it's not like you're wiping their asses, is it?
Fucking hate the public. I couldn't do that job or the one that you did.
Right. So, yeah,
I hate people.
we are being paid less to wipe people's asses, deal with their sick and their tantrums.
That's because it's a shit job.
Right, okay, they do have tantrums and occasionally get occasional sick in the arse, but you're not having to deal with it on a one-to-one fucking daily basis. Stop hitting my phones.
Nope.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Stop hitting my phones.
You know when you do something that's so fucking stupid, your brain just goes, "Did that just happen?" Just had one of those moments. Okay? Inky's just gone to work. Boys, like, Mum's just come around, we've had a chat. Random fluff. Boys like, we're gonna go swimming with Nanny. Nanny's house, pool, great. Okay, cool. And just as that was the thing, I was fiddling around with my laptop, as I do. So I'm here, peaceful, quiet. Opportunities for things to go wrong increase with quiet. Well, actually, it was a bit chaotic as I made the cock up, but now it's quiet. I'm like, so I grabbed a Bluetooth card for one of the laptops the other day. The X230 doesn't appear to have Bluetooth on it, so I thought, you know what? The speakers in the T430 and the X230 are jank, and these things are on sale. So I'm going to grab one of these because Inky's stole my other one. So I thought, alright, I'll grab one as a Bluetooth speaker. I think I mentioned it the other day that sometimes I like to connect that Bluetooth device to my laptop for sound every now and then. And I connect that to my laptop, and nothing. I was like, yeah, we're connected, but you can't change to Bluetooth. And I'm sure I can. I'm sure I can. I'm sure I've done it with the other one before. It can't be that this one ain't compatible. So I connected up the X240 to it. I was like, yep, fine, not a problem, mate. Do you want to play some music? I'm like, yeah, let's play some music. I was like, okay, great. So it does work. It's all good. We've got tunes. It's not something about the device. It's not Linux. It's just me being a thickie. Oh, I installed Jack 2 on the T430 because I wanted to mess around with Reaper and all that kind of stuff. Let's uninstall Jack 2. I remove Jack 2, and big list of stuff it's going to remove when it comes through. I don't even look at it. And honestly, there should have been Jack 2, one dependency for Jack 2, and maybe something else. Should just looked at it and said, nah, mate. But instead I was like, there go! Pew! Okay, so it's just gone deleted. It's just gone removed all that stuff. Great, the machine is still running because everything's in RAM. Great. Did that just say that was going to remove GNOME 3? GNOME 3 being my desktop environment. You know, the bit with the pictures on it that you see? Yeah? Did that just say I was going to remove GNOME? I know! Let's reboot! So if I can reboot the system, and fucking nothing! Black! Do you want, like, the command prompt? Log in with your command prompt. I was like, oh, you fool! You've literally removed everything! My file's still there, like, log in with the command prompt. Okay, I'm in. Is my home directory still there? Well, it should be, because removing Jack shouldn't remove my home directory. Yeah, still there. Are all my files still there? Yes. Is anything else there? No. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna take forever to rebuild this. Sod it. I'm gonna plug in a live memory stick just so I can boot Linux off of the memory stick. I'm gonna plug in another sodding memory stick, and I'm gonna copy my goddamn files from my home directory off and reinstall everything on the laptop, which in fairness I kind of needed to do because yeah. Oh, I spent all that time just so I didn't have to wipe the machine setting up that swap file and that on there. But no, now, you twat scaz, you've screwed it up. Good job, dickhead. So for the next... for the amount of time it would have taken me to manually reinstall the things I've just told it was okay to delete, and it'd be quicker for me to just literally copy the files off, reinstall Linux, and put the files back on, so... Well, actually, no, maybe not. Fuck it, let's do it this way anyway, because I was fiddling around with a load of settings and I could do with clean config files anyway, but... Why didn't I just double check it? Do you want to remove, like, everything that you use on your computer? All the things that you use to manage all the magical things? Yeah, get rid of them all. It's not a problem, I don't need them. In the time it takes to make a cup of coffee and neck it, everything's back to normal. Files are now going back over. OS has been completely restored. Alright, I haven't put my background back on, but that is, I think, about it. And no Jack. Yeah. Yay, I'm a dimwit. You finish it, right? You get a phone call. You chat for a bit. You fiddle with the laptop a bit. You break it. Again. I didn't, but either way. Food first, then I'll tell the story. Chinese. I'm such a fat guy. Alright, my fat gut is fed. So, the story. So I was trying to get that speaker to connect up to the laptop, right? And it weren't working. And I stupidly assumed it might have something to do with Jack, which is something to do with audio on Linux, right? And remove Jack, I deleted everything off of my machine. Not everything, you know, my home directory was still intact, but the things that make your operating system go kind of went bye-bye. And rather than just trying to reinstall each individual piece that I'd kind of deleted, I just thought, screw it, I'll reinstall the machine. Reinstall the machine, got it all up and running again, as you saw. Put my background back on it, transferred my files back onto it. And then I got a phone call from Scribs, and as I'm on this phone call with Scribs, chatting away, and I'm like, yeah, you know, because he was, you know, asking me what I was up to, and we just having this general, like, you know, live catch-up chat kind of thing, so time starts to go on, and I mentioned about trying to connect this speaker to the laptop. So yeah, I've just, you know, I told him I kind of goofed up and nuked the machine, and that, you know, what I was doing, why I was doing it, how I was going about it, because we always talk about little projects and that. Even though connecting a Bluetooth speaker shouldn't be a project, and believe me that, you know, like I said, I've killed it twice now. I didn't really kill it the second time. It was my OCD, and I'll explain why it was my OCD. So I tried to connect the speaker up again whilst I'm talking to Scribs, and it didn't work. There's no jack. It was a fresh install. Just it didn't work. So I start fiddling about with Bluetooth and the audio stuff on the machine. Nothing. So I come upstairs and I grab the X240, which is a generation newer machine, and the speaker connected up, and it was there in the audio list. Because that wasn't in the audio list before, that was the problem that we were having. It was connecting, but you couldn't select it in the audio list. It wasn't appearing in Alsa Mixer or anything like that. So, you know, I was like, it's appearing on the 240. Why not on the 430? 430 is a generation older, could it have anything to do with the Bluetooth? So I come upstairs and I grab the other 430 we have that has the Windows installed on it, because I haven't changed the drive in it. It's just as it was when we bought it. Boot it up. Bluetooth. Connect the speaker. It's there. Select it. Yep. Audio coming out. Yep. Weird. Okay. Shut down both machines. Unscrew. Take out the drives from both. And take the SSD from my machine that I was working on that I couldn't get it to connect to, and popped it in the other one. Because if it was a Bluetooth issue, the actual hardware, well, that'd work now, because it'd have the functioning Bluetooth board in it. No, didn't work. So okay. So I start fiddling around again, you know, install this, install that, you know, remove this, remove that, and things start to get a little bit messy. So I can't remember what I've installed, what I've uninstalled. Look, it keeps a list, but still, it's just OCD starting to kick in, and eventually I do get it to connect, but I've made a right old mess of like all these extra things installed and all these things I should check are installed. And if anyone knows anything about me, I've got OCD whereby if I say go to install something and it fails, or I go to compile something and it fails, or I install software and then, like, you know, very quickly decide I don't want it and remove it, I feel, even though it's very quickly to run a command and undo all of that, like, oh look, there's orphaned packages everywhere, packages that aren't being used. You can just run a command and the system will go through and it'll say, I'm just going to get rid of all these. But even though it's really easy to kind of just clean all this up, in my head it's messy. It's really messy. Like even when I was putting the laptops back together, putting the drive covers on, I couldn't remember which cover went to which laptop. It doesn't matter because they're both exactly the same for the exactly same kind of laptop, but for some reason in my head it's like, oh, it's not right, I'm just going to be wrong, it's not the right laptop cover, it's not the right one, it's not the same, it's not the one that it came with, oh my god. And so my OCD starts kicking in to the point that I'm like, okay, I screwed it up, I've installed all this stuff, but eventually I've come to the conclusion of what it is. By the way, there's a couple of commands I'll put them somewhere, and I'll list them somewhere if anyone wants them for if you're using like an Arch-based distro on GNOME. But you just put those in and it works. Reboot the machine and it works. But I wiped the machine again because it was messy, and so I spent like God knows how long. What should have been a 20-minute job because of my OCD. I ended up spending most of the night doing it. Well, because I was talking to Scribs as well, but my God, what a nightmare! all because of a Bluetooth speaker. Yeah, done now. Woo. That was good chatting to Scribs. Fucking OCD. I can't help it. Like if I let's say I install Clementine or VLC or something, I'm like, oh, I don't want VLC on there anymore. I don't want Clementine on there anymore. I can remove it, but I know it used to be there, and so I feel like I have to get rid of it. It's really, really dumb, but because I was compiling a couple of packages before as well, and they failed, and I had to go in and I had to add in GPG keys to verify that they were the packages that were supposed to be. You know, they were verified that they are the legit packages, and I was like, oh God, for fuck's sake. I fucked it up, alright, let's just wipe it and start again. Nuke and repave. OCD's a bitch, I'm telling you. OCD sucks. Really gets on my nerves. It's like one of them things like when you open the door, and it's like, is it locked? You know, so you have to go back and you check, and you fucking open the door, and you unlock it, and you relock it, and you... Dumb. It's really dumb. But... oh. I've got a capture card to send back. It was actually cool to have DeWalt here today because he helped me check out some of these things, like because we normally talk audio and video, and I'm still on my quest for looking for a capture card with HDMI pass-through for Linux that doesn't cost a small fortune. If anyone remembers back in the day in the past, I bought like a ton of different capture cards for Linux, including these with the single port. They're the ones I use. All the dual port ones, whenever you went to like 30 frames a second or 60 frames a second, the colours would completely change or they'd shift. And so nothing really looked right. We got this one, assuming that it would because it's newer. Nope, same problem. It took me and DeWalt, like literally from the moment it came through the post, it took me and DeWalt minutes to find there was a problem with it. So, that's got to go back. I had hopes for that one. Oh, and remind me, I need to try... DeWalt brought around a bag full of fucking Morrison's noodles that he's been telling me to eat for God knows how long. Remind me tomorrow I've got to eat some of those. I'll give my verdict. Are they really as good as DeWalt says they are? Because he's been really bigging these fucking things up. Stupid laptop OCD, goddamned audio motherfucker. I can't remember half the stuff I was talking about, but screw it. We're done. Spoke to Mum this evening. Boys went to swimming and they enjoyed... oh, fuck. I think he got attacked at work. I'm not happy. I've already given my opinion to Inky as to what I think should happen to the person, to the attacker. But Inky being Inky is defending this person because they're not well. Just where Inky works. She's okay, sore, a little bit upset, but I don't think that things where Inky work are just a bit weird. She's doing things above and beyond that she shouldn't have to do for the job. And I do hope that at some point in the near future we can kind of get all of the things in place that mean that Inky doesn't have to do that anymore. Because I don't like it. I don't like her going in there knowing full well that there's people in that building that, you know, just out of the blue. I'm gonna head off. Hope you're well. I'll see you all with a bit of luck.